What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. Today we're taking a look at box number 8 in the MedicBox subscription. I'm subscribed to the Pro tier, but they do offer 2 tiers to the subscription. The standard MedicBox is $55 a month. For that, they're going to send you themed first aid gear meant to fill out specialized first aid kits, and the theme of those first aid kits changes every 3 months. So for example, box number 8 is part of phase 3. It's the second box in packs of phase 3, and phase 3 is focused on building an EDC first aid kit, or everyday carry first aid kit. So box number 9 will be the last one in this phase. Box number 10 will start building a home first aid kit. So if you're curious about the previous themes, or even the previous box in this theme, which will help make sense and contextualize box number 8, check out my playlist before getting into this one if you haven't seen those ones already. It has boxes 1 through 7 already. 8 will be included in there once this goes live, and any future videos as well. Now, the Pro version of the subscription costs $100 a month, and it's really meant to supplement the standard. So at that price, you're still getting everything that comes in the standard, but you're also getting additional items that follow the same theme. So it's really just going to boost your capabilities in that particular kit. Speaking of themes, last thing I want to mention before we get into it is that MedicBox doesn't work like most other subscriptions where everyone's going to get the same box in January. Instead, they want you to build out all of the same first aid kits, so you're always going to start with box number 1, no matter when you sign up. And then each month that you're subscribed, you'll receive the next box in the sequence, so you won't receive box number 8 until month number 8. With all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive in there. Do keep in mind I unpackaged some of the stuff where it makes sense before filming the video, so you don't have to watch me fumbling with packaging. But if you get yours and it looks a little bit different because it's not it is packaged, don't be concerned. It's just because I already opened about half of the items in this box. So here we have the letter, which you can feel free to pause and read along. I already summarized the top portion pretty well, but I'm going to be referencing these other sections throughout, so don't feel like you have to read it. Always like to point out the journey on the bottom though. We are in the middle of phase 3, and so the next box, box number 9, will round out and complete the EDC first aid kit, and then box number 10 starts our home first aid kit. There is a preview at the bottom coming next. We will be finished building our EDC wallet, get a compact rescue tool, and an alternate pouch option to carry our supplies. And so I'm going to go ahead and set that down. We'll be going in the same order that it is on the letter, so the Pro items are on the back, so we'll save those for last. Up first, we have the ETQ Wide, and this is a tourniquet. I'm going to be reading directly from the letter for this one. So it's a compact, durable tourniquet that's about 35% smaller than your standard tourniquets, making it easy to carry in your pocket. Features a locking carabiner, which you can see at the top to secure our windlass, and a textured grip on that windlass, which you can see here, as well as an integrated chem light and simplified instructions. We'll flip it around to see our chem light. You can see it's one of those tiny mini chem lights. I actually have a bunch of these that I ordered off Amazon a long time ago, so it should be pretty easy to refill if I need to replace that, but does include the one chem light there. And so this is designed to meet COT CCC standards and made in the USA. And I really like that they're sending different tourniquet options. I think it makes sense to, once you figure out what style of tourniquet you like, to practice with that style of tourniquet and standardize that across your kits. But for the subscription, it's really cool to be able to check out all of the various styles. I think this is the 3rd or 4th style of tourniquet that we've received, so really excited about that. And then, like I said, once you figure it out, it might make sense to standardize them so you're familiar with the specific tourniquet that's in all of your kits. But for now, I really am enjoying the variety. Up next, we have the TCT Med Info Card, and that's exactly what it sounds like. But the coolest part about this is it has a lanyard on it that attaches to one of these flight tags, and so instead of remove before flight, we get the pull for emergency info. So you put this directly into the pouch that we got in box number 7, leave the lanyard and the tag itself sticking out. That way, if something happens to you, someone can look in your bag, find this, and immediately have access to your emergency info. And so on the front side, there's some blood type stickers blocking it, but we have room for your contact info, so name, address, phone number, all of that good stuff, as well as 2 emergency contacts underneath that. And then on the back, you have some of your medical info. So previous medical conditions, current medications that you're on, allergies you might have, your insurance, as well as a spot to place that blood type sticker. So really helpful. And I think this is a type of item that's really easy to overlook when you're building a first aid kit for yourself. So I am glad that they included it. And I've never really seen one like this with the flight tag attached to it. I think that's really useful and a pretty cool feature of that. So I was really excited to see this in the box. Up next is maybe a less sexy item, but no less useful, the Hemostatic Gauze. And so this is meant you can just fold it up and put it into the pouch. Folded in half, it's about thin enough where it can fit into the pouch, and obviously the pouch is a little bit on the taller side, so it can easily accommodate that. But this is just a 4" by 4" hemostatic gauze dressing with a soluble regenerated cellulose for bleeding control. So it's going to help hemorrhage for minor cuts and lacerations. Item number 4 is the SuperSkin Med Pack. And this one I actually didn't take out of the packaging because these are pre-built modules from MyMedic. MyMedic makes full pre-built first aid kits, but they also sell all of these different modules, and I find the modules themselves to be really cool. So if you're building them out, you can kind of buy the specific modules that you want to include in it. Maybe there's other stuff from other brands that you want, so you don't buy the full kit, you can just part it out. And so the contents of this are 10 1" by 3" bandage med packs. And so there's 10 individually wrapped medical packs in here, and each one, they're in different colors as well. There's a carbon, an olive, and a stone. Each one of those med packs are gonna have one 1" by 3" bandage, but you're also gonna get a 2" by 2" gauze pad, as well as triple antibiotic that you can use that gauze pad to apply on there, as well as an antiseptic towelette to clean it up, 4-way stretch, stronger adhesive, soothing aloe. And here's a kind of imagery of what, or visualization, I guess, of what's included in each of those 10 packs. So I think the idea here is that you would take out 1 or 2 of these and put it in your everyday carry. And then if you ever need to use it, you can replace them with the refill kits that come in this pack. And so really, really cool item. I think this one's probably gonna be one of the more expensive items. They don't give you prices on the card, but typically you can price these out. Because MyMedic sells this exact module, you can go on their website and figure out how much this one costs, and usually you're going to get more value than what you would get if you were just to buy each of these items individually. And so last but not least, in the standard portion of the box, we have the compressed gauze. And so I think kind of similar to that hemostatic gauze, a little bit less of a sexy item, but a necessity type item. And this one is again from MyMedic, so really easy to price these out if you choose to. Nice instructions on the back, very clear. And so that rounds out our standard box, but we also get a couple more items in our Pro box. So we'll turn this letter around, and up first we have the Seal Hemostatic Spray. And I haven't seen this one before, kind of a cool one. It basically works like a fire extinguisher. So there is a dry powdered hemostatic agent in here called chitosan, and it's in an aerosol form, so it sprays out that powder. You can see single use on here, so I'm really tempted to try this out, but gotta make sure that I can replace it if I do. But single use, and you spray it onto these kind of somewhat minor wounds, I guess more intermediate wounds, 6 to 10 inches away. Shake it before you do and spray it on there, and it's gonna promote, again, that hemorrhaging to stop the bleed. And so this is an over-the-counter version and is for management of minor bleeding. So a really cool item, one that I haven't seen before, so always excited to see stuff like that. Now, last but not least, in our Pro box, we do get a Snakeskin Plus ETQ sleeve. So this is a sleeve made specifically for our ETQ tourniquet, and you can slot that in there. You can see there's a little loop on the top and a little bit elasticy, so there's plenty of room in here. So it's going to keep it nice and compact and pretty clean as well, because it's going to protect it from the elements. This isn't exactly waterproof or anything like that, but it is going to keep like dust and stuff from settling on the Velcro itself. So keeping it a little bit more sterile while also just making it easier to carry. Keeps that Velcro covered so it's not getting stuck to random like softer materials and things like that. So that rounds out our Pro box. And then last but not least, they do offer the CTOMS Academy, which is an additional subscription where you can do online education to learn the situations that you're going to need these items, in some cases how to use these specific items that are included in these boxes. Now, CTOMS Academy is a partner with them. It's not something run by MedicBox, and so you can also subscribe to that separately, but they offer a bunch of different courses. This month's course, if you're subscribed to it, is Care Under Fire and Human Performance in Combat Casualty Care Part 1, and a lot of them are a 2-part series that go really deep dive into this stuff. So Care Under Fire teaches an approach to managing casualties during an active firearms engagement or during an immediate impending violent threat. HPCC is comprised of 2 parts. Part 1 focuses on situational awareness and decision making, and builds a mindset to react in chaotic environments. Part 2 is on human performance in combat casualty care. So really cool. Let me know what you think of this month's box. As usual, I'll have box number 9 coming up, and once we get all of the items for the EDC first aid kit, we'll do a summary where we can see them all in one place and get a sense of what the overall everyday first aid kit carry that they put together over those 3 months looks like. But again, would love to hear your thoughts on this one down in the comments. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, joining the channel as a member, or checking out some of my other videos. It all helps the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.